Good morning. Good morning. How many of you know who I am? Anybody? You do. All right, that's good. That's the reason I'm here. That's part of the reason I'm here, because you don't know who I am. And I want you to. I think that's important. My name is Dale McInnis, and I'm president here at Richmond Community College. And I'm here because I speak to every ACA class every semester. And I was supposed to have been in here a couple of weeks ago, but I got unavoidably detained, so I'm doing this class and then another class right after it. And I basically take over every ACA class one day to talk to y'all and to listen to you. I started doing this when I became president 4.5 years ago, and I get a lot out of it, and it helps me a lot. And the faculty are kind enough to work me into their schedule. So I build my whole schedule for the fall around y'all. And this semester I'll talk to 37 different classes. So there's been days I've done 3 or 4 or 5 at a time. And I really enjoy it. But this is going to be interactive. And the reason she's doing this is because we have some classes that are online, and I can't do it very well with them online. So this is going to be sort of a proxy for them. So I appreciate you letting me do this, and I appreciate you letting me have this being recorded. So, how many of you are new and just started RCC this fall? Raise your hands. The majority. Okay. Anybody here last year coming back? Okay, a couple of folks. Good, welcome back. Anybody coming in from another college has been somewhere else before? Okay, cool. So this is your first experience at college, and I'm proud that you chose RCC. As part of my message to you, I want to thank you for picking RCC because you got choices. You got a lot more choices now than we had when I was in school 30 years ago. And I appreciate you picking us, and I want to make it a good choice for you. How many of you are from Richmond County? Raise your hands. Okay, I am too. I'm from Richmond County. I graduated from Richmond Senior High School, class of 1984. Okay, a long time ago. Most of you think, wow, that's ancient. Some days it is. How many of you are from Scotland County? Welcome. I spent a lot of time in Scotland County, and except for the football game, I love everybody in Scotland County, except for that one day a year when we have the football, and then I have to be a Raider, because that's where I went to school. Anybody from anywhere else? Robeson County? Anson County. Anson County, thank you. I used to work in Anson County. I worked at South Piedmont for a year, so I know all about that. Anybody from Robeson County? Me. Very good, very good. Welcome. Appreciate y'all coming here. How many of you know, and I'm going to cut my phone off because it's telling me I'm supposed to be in here right now. How many of you know what you want to be? I see a few hands go up. All right. What do you want to be? Probation officer. A probation officer. All right, I'm going to pick on you a little bit later. What do you want to be? Law enforcement. Law enforcement. What do you want to be? RN. RN. Okay. Who else knows what they want to be? 100% sure. What do you want to be? A restaurant owner. Very good. What do you want to be? Law enforcement. Law enforcement. Okay, we got the criminal justice crowd in here today. Okay, you always want cops eating at your restaurant, so you need to get to know these folks. Always good to have cops eating at your restaurant. Okay, that's always a good thing. If the cops eat there, you know it's a good place to eat, right? Okay, it's a good thing. All right. How many of you aren't sure what you want to be? Raise your hands. It's okay. It's okay. Because if you didn't raise your hands and you know, then that means you're not sure, right? Sort of the process of elimination. So I'm going to take it that those of you that didn't raise your hands when I said how many of you know what you want to be, the rest of you aren't sure yet. Is that fair? Nope. Okay. Nobody really wants to admit that, but that's okay. That's okay. Because that's what the first semester of college is supposed to be about. Is figuring out what do you want to be. Okay. How many of you were in high school last year? Okay? That's absolutely normal. And those of you that know exactly what you want to be, half of you are going to change your minds sometime this year. Because you're going to take a class. You've already changed your mind one time?
I'm starting to.
You're starting to change your mind now. All right? Well, here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about what you need to do to be successful in college and to get that career started right. Now, do you notice I never asked anybody, what are you majoring in? I didn't ask you that, did I? I don't care what you're majoring in. I don't care. What I care about is, what do you want to be? Okay? Because if you can figure that out, we'll work with you on the major and on the courses. It's the what do you want to be part that I'm interested in. So I need a marker. We got a marker? I got a bag of markers. Great. Wonderful. Duke Blue. You got any Carolina fans in here? Who's a Carolina fan? You're a Carolina fan? Anybody else Carolina? UNC. Got a UNC fan. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Raise your hands. Y'all won a football game. Raise your hands. Any state fans? You can be ashamed if you're a state fan, because I'm a state fan.
Oh, yeah. Is it state?
NC State. All right, we got one. Make sure we take care of her. That's good. That's good. All right, here's the deal. In order to succeed in college and to be what you want to be, you got to have one thing. You got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. How many of you ever been on a road trip? Lord, they're singing hymns to me now. That's wonderful. How many of you ever been on a road trip? What's the farthest you ever drove? Got in the car and drove. Somebody tell me. Chicago?
Chicago.
Anybody beat Chicago? Anybody ever been farther than Chicago?
Connecticut.
Connecticut. I think she wins. Chicago's farther than Connecticut. But that's close. That's two good drives. All right. If you didn't have a destination and knew exactly where you were going, what was going to happen? You're going to get lost. Did you plug it in your GPS and GPS take you?
Yes, and then I had a person with a truck driver, so he knew where he was going.
Ah, so you had a GPS and you had somebody guiding you along the way.
All right.
That's excellent. Well, if you don't have a plan at college, you are going to get lost along the way. Just like that road trip you were just describing. And just like that road trip, you got people here that are going to help you along the way to make sure you don't get off track, don't take the wrong exit, and don't stop too soon. Okay? That's what we're talking about, because your destination is going to be what? Not Chicago or not Connecticut, but graduation, and then your career, your job. Okay? Law enforcement, restaurant owner, or RN, whatever else you're thinking about. Okay? Let's talk about what makes up a plan. And it's got to be your plan that you own. I'm not going to give it to you, but I'm going to give you the components, and I'm going to give you the blanks, and you got to fill in the blanks. Okay? Is that fair enough? And you might want to write this down. This might be worth writing down, but that's up to y'all, because you're all adults, and you can all do what you want to. Okay? So, first thing you got to do is answer that career question. That's the hardest question to answer. How many of you are working right now? Great. I worked my way through school. I appreciate that. How many of you like your jobs? Got a couple of people. How many of you don't like your jobs? More people than not. All right? I don't know anybody that goes to school to get a job that's not better than the one they're in. That's the reason you go to school, right? That's the reason everybody comes to college, is I want to do something better than I'm doing right now. Okay? What's the difference between a career and a job? Somebody help me out. What's the difference between a career and a job? Career is what you want to do, which means the job is what? What you have to do. All right, that's one answer. Somebody else help me out. What do you think?
Career is long term.
Long term. Ah, she beat you to the punch. You were going to say that, weren't you? He was going to say that. You beat him out. All right, here's how I do it. Here's a career. And you're right, it is long term. And here's the starting point right here. You know where that point is right there? No. It is right here today. You started on your career the day you enrolled at RCC. Because you couldn't get that career without being here, could you? You got to start somewhere. Just like your road trip to Chicago or your road trip to Connecticut. If it's 800 or 1,000 miles, you have to get out of the driveway first, no matter how far you're going. That's your first start. Then here's your first job. Here's number one. Nobody starts off in the corner office. Nobody starts off with the best job in the world. Right? But you work as a career progresses to get better and better jobs, till ultimately you find your dream job. Now see, I'm lucky. I have my dream job. I got it 4.5 years ago. I love what I do. I cannot wait to come to work just about every single day. And this is a highlight of my day, is getting to talk to y'all. I enjoy it. Can you tell when people don't like their job? You ever been to somewhere and you can tell they're miserable and they're unhappy and they hate it? Okay? Don't be like that. Find something you enjoy. Find something you enjoy. And some people, after they finish this career, they can start a second career. Many of you may be doing that now. You're starting a second career and coming back and getting retooled and retrained. When you're balancing out, so a job is a component in a career. Jobs aren't bad things. Jobs are great things. Because it's going to be that job that defines and makes up your career. I've had 6 or 7 jobs in my educational career. But I had to have a couple of jobs before then to get started. Now I'm in the best job in the world. I hope to retire in it. Okay? There are 2 things to think about when you're making that decision on your job. What's that right there? A $sign. Money. Is that on your minds? Are you thinking about that when you're thinking about what kind of career you want? All right. So you got to make enough money to be comfortable, happy, successful, meet your needs, meet the needs of your family, right? Okay? Nobody's going to go to school to take a job making less money than they're making right now. Okay? What's this right here supposed to be? It's your heart, right? So you got to have something you enjoy that gives you fulfillment and satisfaction. The most miserable people I know, ladies and gentlemen, are those that make a lot of this and don't have any of that. But they got a job that pays them so much money, they hate every minute of it, but they can't afford to quit. Okay? And they got obligations and commitments and they owe and they got to keep working and they're making a lot more money than most people, but they hate every minute of it. And those people usually die young because that stress will kill you. So balance these 2 things right here when you're picking your career. Now, how do I pick my career, Dr. McInnis? I don't know what I want to be. I don't know what's out there. That's where this class can help you because you're going to get exposed to our Career Center. Anybody know where the Career Center is? If you don't, you need to find out. The Career Center is in the Lee building. Right as you walk in the main doors, if you will take an immediate right by the receptionist, it'll take you right to the Career Center. And Dr. Carlotta Griffin-Knotts will work with you. She has tests that she can give you that will begin to start a conversation and asking you questions like, do I like to work inside or outside? Do I like to work with people? Do I like to work by myself? Do I like to build things? Do I like to work with numbers and do math? How many of you like math? I got 1, 2, 3, 4. How many? Let me flip it around. How many of you don't like math? All right, I got some advice for you. I want you to write this down. This is for all the people that don't like math. What's that say? All the people that don't like math, say it one time with me. What does it say?
Get over it.
Get over it. Y'all didn't say it. Y'all didn't follow directions very good. Say it. I'm not joking. Say it. I ain't going to say it. What did I say? Get over it. Because math is not going to go away. If you want to make any kind of money, you're going to have to do math. I do math every day. I do algebra every day. I'm president of a college. But I do algebra every single day. Okay? If you want to make real money, if you want to have a good career, if you want to be able to balance those 2, there's going to be math involved in it. You're also going to have to be able to read, write, and speak at a high level. Not optional. I don't care what you want to be. Nurse, restaurant owner, cop, probation officer, scientist, dog catcher. You got to be able to do those things. We all have these mental blocks in our mind because we had a bad high school teacher, we didn't like math in high school, so we got this block in our mind about it. You got to block it out. It ain't high school no more. We're through with that. And if you don't like math or are having trouble with it, you know what I've got? I've got tutors. I got a math lab. I got faculty that will help you. I have no excuses for anybody that says I can't do math, because I've taken all those excuses away. I got resources and people that will help you, whether it's long division or whether it's calculus. Okay? Anybody heard about our substation relay technology program? You know what that is? You heard about it? Good. You ever seen a substation? Chain link fence, bunch of electrical equipment, you know what I'm talking about? We have the only program of its kind in the whole country. 2-year degree relay technician. A 2-year graduate, starting pay, minimum that I've heard of so far, the lowest, is $21 an hour. The highest has been $30. I've got graduates in 2 years, the first year graduates are making over $100,000 right now. Okay? You know why? Because it's a hard program. Nurses start off making in the $40,000 range. You know why? It's hard. You want an easy program, you're going to make little money. You want to make a lot of money, you got to be in a hard program. Okay? That substation program, trigonometry, calculus, physics. Don't go grunting at me. Don't go grunting. I don't want to hear any of that. But I just tell you, shaking your head and grunting at me. But I just tell you, I told you I got no excuses, right? Everybody in here can do it if you want to. It just depends on how badly you want to. If 100,000 doesn't motivate you, I don't know what will. Okay? Nursing. You know what runs more nurses out of the nursing program than any other problem, any other issue? You know what it is? It's math. Why is math important to a nurse? What happens if you get the wrong medicine? If I do the wrong proportions, you got to do fractions, proportions, decimals. All about dosage, all about drugs, isn't it? If you give them the wrong amount, bad things are going to happen, right? It's not going to be good. Math is important. So that's my lecture to you on math. All right. After you figure out what you want to do, then you got to figure out what are the credentials required for it. Somebody tell me a credential everybody in this room has. What's a credential we all have, including me, Johnny, everybody in here? We all have one common credential. That is exactly right. Give her a gold star. I'm serious as a heart attack. Give her credit for that. First one to speak up. That is great. And you know what? You got to be able to speak up. If you want to succeed at this college, you can slide by and be quiet and be shy, and you're going to be left behind. But if you speak up, even if you're wrong, you got a chance to succeed. So speak up. Take your shot. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. That is exactly right. What is another credential everybody in this room has? Everybody. We all have it. Well, most of us have it. I'm going to say most of us have it. How many of you drove here today? What do you have to drive? License. A driver's license. All right. What is a driver's license? Some of you may be driving without a license. I don't know. Okay. Some of you may be doing that. I don't want to get into that because we got some cops in here that are going to take care of that. Okay. Some of you are going to take care of that, and then they'll have to deal with you as a probation officer. Okay. So, what does a high school diploma and a driver's license have in common? Nah, not just identification, but you're getting there. You're getting there. That is exactly right. That young man, what's your name? Taylor. Give Taylor a gold star. You have to earn them. How do you earn them? You have to take a test. Do they give you your license with a box of Cracker Jacks? Seeing some of you drive, I believe they might have. Seeing the parking lot zooming back and forth, I'm wondering sometimes. But no, you had to take a series of tests, didn't you? All right, what about high school? You had to take a lot of tests, didn't you? Okay, you have to earn it. And a credential is something you earn, and it is proof of your ability to do something. That high school diploma they gave you, nobody can take it away, can they? It's got your name on it. Okay, now they can take that license away, so I can't really say that.